3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry. Welcome to the sport. I'm Gary Alsman. Just checking if the amount I have here can buy Chelsea Football Club, because if you have not heard, Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich says he's planning to sell the club. So I'm just checking 100, 200, 300. Yeah, he's selling for about 3 billion. Yes, thank you very much. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you see, Chelsea is going for 3 billion, and this is a long way from 3 billion. Now, in a statement on the Premier League club's website, the businessman said it was an incredibly difficult decision, and that's the statement there, which pains him. He also says that he gave stewardship and care of Chelsea to its foundation trustees following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In his statement, he says he will not ask for any loans to be repaid, and proceeds of the sale will be donated to war victims. So that's the statement that you saw as well. Says, I would like to address speculation in the media over the past few days in relation to my ownership of Chelsea FC. As I have stated before, I've always taken decisions with the club's best interest at heart, and in the current situation, I have therefore taken the decision to sell the club, as I believe this is in the best interest of the club, the fans, the employees, as well as the club sponsors and partners. The sale of the club will not be fast-tracked, but will follow due process, and I will not be asking for any loans to be repaid. This has never been about business nor money for me, but about pure passion for the game and the club. So, as it's established that my money is not enough, let's do the business of seeing what it means for Chelsea fans around the world. Daniel Harris is a sports writer in England, and I'm glad that he joins me on Zoom for this discussion. Danny, thank you for your time and good evening.
Hello.
So, how did the news come to you?
I think the way we all get news, I actually can't quite remember if I saw it on Twitter or if I got it via WhatsApp, but it'd be one of those two things, which I guess is how we get the news these days.
Yeah, so, I mean, Chelsea is a big club, not least in Ghana, where, you know, it's probably one of the top 3 supported English Premier League teams, together with probably Liverpool and Man United, you know. What does it mean for Chelsea fans, Daniel?
I think for Chelsea fans, it doesn't necessarily mean that much, because someone with money will probably buy Chelsea. So if that happens, then it might not be someone who's able to fund them to the way that Roman Abramovich is, but they can probably be largely self-sufficient enough to be able to still be good. I think what's more interesting is whether this, for Chelsea fans, brings any kind of reckoning, because ultimately the success they've been enjoying since Roman Abramovich bought Chelsea in 2003 did not come about via pure means. Roman Abramovich has done some things to get the money that he has done, and Chelsea's success is a consequence of the things that he did in order to get that money. And perhaps what's happening now with Abramovich deciding to sell Chelsea, given what's going on, given Russia's invasion of Ukraine and his links there, is an opportunity for Chelsea fans to have a think about the provenance of their success.
Interesting. Now, speaking about that, it's quite clear that Roman wants to sell the club very, very quickly. You know, yeah, I mean, it's been shocking how, I mean, if you watch the New York Times story, it says that he wants to sell it as soon as possible. And the longer it keeps that he doesn't sell it, the cheaper the club becomes. Tell us about those who are said to be wanting to buy Chelsea at the moment.
I read the owner of the LA Dodgers, Todd, I forget his surname, has been interested in buying Tottenham before, and I think interested in buying Chelsea too before. So, and obviously knows how to run a sports franchise in some way or other. He is a candidate. I mean, the thing is there will never be that many candidates really, because the amount of money required to buy Chelsea is immense. Yeah. And there aren't that many people that can afford to own football clubs, which is one of the many reasons why no one should be able to own football clubs, because football clubs are a community asset, a community resource. They belong to the community and they belong to the people. And English football in particular is now so monstrous that the only people who can afford to own clubs will come from places, not come from places, but will have done some things in order to get that much money that will not always be pleasant.
Yeah. So though, finally, back to those who matter the most, the fans. There's a lot of confusion among, especially Chelsea fans, about what the way forward for their club would be. Do you think they are going to lose the success that they have so enjoyed since 2003?
I don't think Chelsea will necessarily be as successful as they were then in any event, because there are people with more money now. When Roman Abramovich came, he had more money than anyone else in the league, but that's no longer the case. He's been overtaken by Newcastle and he's been overtaken by Manchester City, who have owners who are even richer, who are even less concerned about what they spend their money on. So it's more competitive in that aspect than it was when Roman Abramovich turned up. But I'm sure that he will leave Chelsea in such a way so that the club will continue to succeed to some level. I mean, it is obviously possible that someone comes in and decides that they want to asset strip them or not fund them properly. Yeah. But it seems more likely that the amount that these football clubs make, it's possible for Chelsea to compete at the top end, and whoever comes in to still take out some money if he or she wants to.
Brilliant. Thank you, Daniel. And I'll leave you to your work. We really appreciate your time as ever.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, all right. So Daniel Harris is an English sports writer. They're giving us a balanced reaction, but what do you think? So let's go on to Twitter to see how the news has been taken. Roman Abramovich is trending second in Ghana on Twitter. Chelsea is trending first also in Ghana on Twitter. So which one should we go first? Okay, let's do Roman. Let's do Roman. Let's see what is trending on, Roman as well. This is the statement from the club. Let's see what people are saying about it. So Norman Baker says it will be, sorry about that. It will be better if a Ukrainian bought it. Fabrizio Romano has given a gist about it. Tierney and Saka says that as an Arsenal fan, I was always jealous of how Chelsea spent under Roman. I wish Kroenke were as passionate about Arsenal the way Roman was about Chelsea. Chelsea have had great players and coaches, but the greatest of them all is Roman, and that's what they say. We see BR Football also giving their. Simon Phillips is also a very, very well-known football writer, says that Chelsea were here before Roman Abramovich and will be here after. Chelsea had success before Roman and we will after. I am not fearful, sad but not fearful. If this is the end, then big gratitude and appreciation to a man who is a fan first and done so much for us as well. So let's look at a few from what people are saying on Chelsea, and it's just the various handles updating on the news about Chelsea being bought now. Now, this is what Roman's Chelsea have done. Incredible stuff. Premier League 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, FA Cup 5, EFL Cup 3, Community Shield 2, Champions League 2, Europa League 2, Club World Cup 1, Super Cup 1. And you understand why Chelsea fans are so pained that Roman is leaving. All right, so let's read the last comment before we go. There, and this one says, "Now smallest club in London, there's a Black Sheriff, one show money crack and buy it. Chelsea a team." And so that's a lot of things that you are going to see on Twitter in terms of the banter. Let's look at what some Chelsea fans in Ghana are saying. Felix Romark is a colleague who is normally on Joy News as a Hearts of Oak fan, but he's also a Chelsea fan. Romark, good evening.
Good evening, Larry.
How do you feel?
I feel sad, honestly. You look at the success that Roman and Chelsea have achieved in the 19 years that he bought the club. I think that you will feel sad, losing a sugar daddy like him. Of course, losing a sugar daddy like him, because hardly do you see people investing a lot of billions, into football, and they never think about the profit that they are making. Even with the sales that he has, put a team together to do on his behalf, he's just pushing that $3 billion that he's asking into a charity fund that will support victims of the war in Ukraine. So that should tell you that for anything at all, he's a very kind man and somebody who doesn't really mind supporting people who are vulnerable. So for you to lose such an owner, I think that it's very, very sad for every Chelsea fan. And we could see from the tweet and all the commentary that has been going on. But I feel very sad that we are losing a big owner like Roman. Anybody that comes in will surely want to talk about profit, but this is a man who, forget about the 1.5 billion you owe me. Just sell the club and let's put the money into some charity fund for the Ukrainian war victims. So it's an owner every club would want, and I doubt if Chelsea will get an owner like Roman.
Well, Daniel Harris, who just spoke before you, said they are even richer owners, especially in the Gulf than Roman, and you just pray that one of them comes around and even does better than what Roman has done. But quickly though, you know what's going on with Chelsea at the moment, right? You are losing to Luton Town.
I'm watching the game.
You are watching the game. Do you think this will affect the players in any way?
Of course, Gary. It's more like
your sugar daddy. They say your sugar daddy is in hospital.
Daddy is gone, so it will affect you. Maybe if you're a player who have signed a 4-year deal, a 3-year deal with £200,000 weekly, you might not know which owner is coming. An owner can come and say, I can't renew your contract. If you want to stay, maybe you need to slash your wages and all that. So the players themselves will worry about who is coming, just as the fans. Because trust me, there are players in the team that are more than fans themselves. A player like Hudson Gray, Mason Mount, Robin Loftus-Cheek. These are players that have been part of the Chelsea culture. Some of them were even there before Roman came. So psychologically, you expect that it even affect them. And yesterday at the presser, Thomas Tuchel got bitter when somebody kept asking him about Roman and Ukraine, and he said, "You know what? Would you guys stop asking me these questions?" Because at a point it got emotional, and I'm sure that in itself will get to the players, especially when it's just some few hours to this game. Chelsea is up for sale, and now they are losing to Luton Town by 2-1.
Thank you, Romark. We appreciate your time, and it was good seeing you at the wedding today.